That's the point. It's total community. That's all.
The 16th of the Municipal Land Use Board. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Mayor Wilkinson. Councilman Petrowski.
Here.
Mr. Harms.
Here.
Mr. Nitchie.
Here.
Mr. Stevens.
Here.
Mr. Costello.
Here.
Mr. Kennedy.
Here.
Mr. Robena.
Here.
Mr. Piccarelli. Mr. Bayamonte.
Here.
Mr. Vitale.
Vital.
Vitale.
He said Piccarelli, not Vitale.
Mr. Underman.
Here.
And Mr. Delano.
Here.
Please stand for flag salute. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Public notice in case of fire, please move in a calm and orderly manner to exit to that podium. Thank you. At this time, I would accept a motion to approve the minutes of January 2016 and also April.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion, changes, anything? Madam Clerk, please call the roll. Oh, yep.
Councilman Petrowski.
Here.
Mr.
yes.
Harms.
Sorry.
Yes.
Mr. Nitchie.
Yes.
Mr. Stevens.
Yes.
Mr. Costello.
Yes.
Mr. Kennedy.
Yes.
Mr. Robena.
Yes.
Mr. Vitale.
Yes.
Mr. Underman.
Yes.
And Mr. Delano.
Yes. Okay. Motion carries. Okay. She's just helping out tonight. Lisa had to go with her husband to
Had to get
an operation or something on
yeah.
with her husband, so
Yeah.
we thank you. At this time, I accept a motion to open the public portion.
I make a motion to open the public portion.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Okay, at this time, the public portion is open. Anyone wishing to speak, please come forward, state your name and address. We can check. Yeah, you up on the top? Push forward. Yeah, you go.
My name is Robert Skinner. I am owner of Skinner & Cook, 218 Westfield Avenue. I was informed last week of your intention to do this redevelopment project, and that I was notified that I am part of it. I'm lot 14, and I was never approached to have my property bought, so therefore I am objecting to me being a participant of this. I have no intention to sell my business or sell my property. That's it.
Oh, okay. We'll address that when we get into
I was told that it was going to be adjusted, that I would be taken off of.
taking off of it.
Yes.
Okay, okay. So there's nothing we have to actually do for you.
You have to
except
take
make
it
sure.
off. Yeah,
That's
take it
correct.
off tonight.
And I will make sure when we get the presentation of the area for redevelopment, that issue taken care of.
All right, so that will go on the public
All right,
record.
you can ask that question because there's a sales sign on it.
Is it, what is the sales sign that's on the side of the building?
That was for,
Makes no difference.
that was for the property, it's not for Sesco.
So he just took it off.
Again, it's not, if he didn't sell, it can't be part of it. Has no, it doesn't matter if it's got a for sale sign on it, it's none of our business.
That's not my for sale
Okay,
sign. That's
and again-
Sesco's who sold the property. That's the property next door.
Okay.
Mr. Skinner, I thank you for your comment. We will adjust that when we get the presentation from Negley Engineering.
Okay.
Okay? So. Anyone else wishing to speak, please come forward.
Jacob McGarrett, 612 Sheridan Avenue, Roselle Park. Ladies and gentlemen of the audience, viewing audience, members of the board, good evening. Under new business, would you please explain 2461 certified certificate of occupancy. Who is that?
Mr. Major, it isn't any one, it is changing the ordinance, amending land use, chapter 40, the Borough of Roselle entitled Certificate of Occupancy, which adopted in the first reading of the meeting of Mayor and Council on May 5th. And what I gather with this thing here, it's giving the zoning, the construction code official a certificate of occupancy duly issued by the construction code official of the borough, which establishes that a building, structure, premises or lot, or part thereof, which has been improved and in manner whatsoever, as well as current proposed use thereof, confirms the provisions. Basically what it's saying is I think it's giving the construction code official the approval or deny an application for certified occupancy. That's all it does.
Who was the applicant?
It's a resolution to change land use, chapter 40, section 40-3103. All it's doing is adding to that particular ordinance, basically is what it does. That's all it does. It just adds somebody to be the person to either approve or deny an application for certificate of occupancy. That's all it does. There's no application here for anything of
40-4103.
3103.
21?
40-3103.
And hearing on area of redevelopment. Would you please explain thumb scale?
We will when we get the presentation.
Oh, it's going to be with the presentation.
Yes.
All right, if you folks please use your microphones. It's hard to hear in the back. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else wishing to speak? Seeing none, I accept the motion to close the public portion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
At this time, you should have all received in your packets a review recommendation ordinance 2461 certificate of occupancy. Mayor and Council has approved it. First reading on May 5th. They're asking for us to give any comments, suggestions, or anything. If not, I'll accept the motion to send it back to council with no comment or no additions.
Mr. Chairman, I was the motion to accept ordinance number 2461 and send it back to the mayor and council for approval.
Second.
Any comments or anything? Seeing none, clerk, please call the roll.
Councilman Ostrowski,
Yes.
Mr. Harms.
Yes.
Mr. Nietzsche.
Yes.
Mr. Stevens.
Yes.
Mr. Costello.
Yes.
Mr. Kennedy.
Yes.
Mr. Urbana.
Yes.
Mr. Bayamonte.
Yes.
Motion carries. We'll send it back. You can give it to Lisa, or she just send a little letter back to Mayor and Council, no comments or suggestions or anything on it. Thank you. At this time, we will have the hearing on the area of redevelopment. At this time, we'll ask Mr. Anthony and Neglier to come forward and
I'll introduce myself and say, my name is Joe Bauman. I'm the Borough's Special Redevelopment Council.
yes.
And I just wondered if you can give me 5 minutes to set the stage for for Anthony to speak.
Yes, we can.
So the Mayor and Council have sent to you for consideration an area need of redevelopment study. This is similar to a study that you reviewed previously, but for technical reasons, we're asking you to do it again. We had to do some additional notices to property owners. So you'll see a presentation very similar to the one you considered before. The purpose for the planning board is to review the presentation and determine whether or not you would like to recommend back to the mayor and council that this area be designated as area in need of redevelopment. This is the first stage. We expect to follow this up with a proposed redevelopment plan, which will be the zoning for the area. The mayor and council will consider that on Thursday, and they'll send that back to you for some comments. That'll be the zoning. So this is the first step, as you're aware, in this process. I've been in touch with the representative from Mr. Skinner's and included as a suggested resolution if you so inclined. That resolution would exclude Lot 14 from the study if you deem that appropriate as a recommendation to the mayor and council. It's their ultimate decision whether or not to include it or not. So if you have any questions, I'll be available. I'll stand by during the meeting, but other than that, I'll turn it over to your planner. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Bowman, that was, I forget the section now that we were speaking of. Mr. Sinner, what section was
It's
that?
Lot 14.
Lot 14, I'm sorry, not section, lot. Okay.
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear the testimony that you're about to give be the whole truth and nothing but the truth?
Yes. Anthony Curis, licensed professional planner in the state of New Jersey, currently employed by Neglia Engineering Associates as a project manager and planner. I've been a licensed engineer in the state for the past 10 years. I've also held a planning license since 2005. I've been accepted and testified as a planner in numerous municipalities in New Jersey. I currently represent the borough of Roselle Park as a municipal land use planner and engineer.
Yes, do we accept his credentials?
Especially since we hired us.
Thank you.
Require acceptance to be hired, right?
My firm was retained by the Borough of Roselle Park to conduct a preliminary investigation and a study to determine if a specific area located at Block 314, lots 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 14, which was included in the study, called that the study area as depicted on Figure 1 of the redevelopment context map, constitutes an area in need of redevelopment according to the criteria set forth by the state of New Jersey in the local redevelopment and housing law. The investigation and the study included numerous site visits prior to preparing a report which we had provided. It was entitled Area in Need of Redevelopment Study, West Westfield Avenue, Roselle Park, Block 314, lots 6 to 12 and 14, and it was dated November 2015, signed by myself. The purpose of the redevelopment area designation is to, one, stimulate the reutilization of the area in question in a manner that's more conducive to the needs of the municipality. It also allows the municipality to increase control over development patterns within the redevelopment area. It allows the municipality to enter a contractual agreement with a developer to stimulate redevelopment within the area. Also allows for the borough to apply for grants and funding that's specific to designated redevelopment areas. And it also allows the borough to revise municipal ordinances to reflect the intent of a redevelopment plan. The study area, as shown on the figure, it included 8 tax lots within Block 314, as identified on the official tax maps on the Borough of Roselle Park. All of the parcels are located in the B3 Arterial Business District. They all have frontage on West Westfield Avenue. The total original study area contains a total of 2.17 acres. The area is bounded by West Westfield Avenue to the north, railroad right-of-way to the south, and to the east and west additional B3 zone lots. The study area is generally characterized by a mix of commercial, industrial, and residential uses, as well as vacant land and a number of properties that are currently underutilized. As part of the study, we took a look at the redevelopment area criteria. There are certain criteria set forth in the local redevelopment and housing law that determine whether or not an area can be considered an area in need of redevelopment. If any of these conditions or criteria are found within the study area, the governing body may designate the area as an area in need of redevelopment. These conditions or criteria to determine whether or not a study area is an area in need of redevelopment are as follows. Criteria A is the generality of the buildings are substandard, unsafe, unsanitary, dilapidated, or obsolescent, or possess any such characteristics or so lacking in light, air, or space as to be conducive to unwholesome living or working conditions. Criteria B is the discontinuance of the use of buildings previously used for commercial, manufacturing, or industrial purposes, the abandonment of such buildings, or the same being allowed to fall into so great a state of disrepair as to be untenable. Criteria C has to do with land owned by the municipality, the county, a local housing authority, redevelopment agency, or redevelopment entity, or unimproved vacant land that has remained so for a period of 10 years prior to adoption of the resolution, and that by reason of its location, remoteness, lack of means of access to developed sections or portions of the municipality, or topography, or nature of the soil is not likely to be developed through the instrumentality of private capital. Criteria D is areas with buildings or improvements which by reason of dilapidation, obsolescence, overcrowding, faulty arrangement or design, lack of ventilation, light and sanitary facilities, excess land coverage, deleterious land use or obsolete layout, or any combination of these or other factors are detrimental to the safety, health, morals, or welfare of the community. Criteria E is a growing lack or total lack of proper utilization of areas caused by the conditions of the title, diverse ownership of the real properties therein, or other similar conditions which impede land assemblage or discourage the undertaking of the improvements, resulting in a stagnant and unproductive condition of land potentially useful and valuable for contributing to and serving the public health, safety, and welfare, which condition is presumed to be having a negative social or economic impact or otherwise being detrimental to the safety, health, morals, or welfare of the surrounding area or the community in general. Criteria F is areas in excess of 5 contiguous acres whereon buildings or improvements have been destroyed, consumed by fire, demolished or altered by the action of storm, fire, cyclone, tornado, earthquake, or other casualty in such a way that the aggregate assessed value of the area has been materially depreciated. Criteria G is related to urban enterprise zones. I won't read the whole criteria. That didn't apply to any of the study area. And then criteria H is the designation of the delineated area is consistent with smart growth planning privileges adopted pursuant to the law or regulation. The state's taking care of business site evaluator mapping system can be accessed through a link. They give you a link to the state plan map, which shows these smart growth areas. Individual properties that do not meet any of the statutory conditions may still be included within an area in need of redevelopment, provided that within the area as a whole, one or more of the expressed conditions are prevalent. A redevelopment area may include lands, buildings, or improvements which of themselves are not detrimental to public health, safety, or welfare, but the inclusion of which is found necessary with or without change in this condition for the effective redevelopment of the area which they are a part of. So basically we reviewed the statutory criteria as it relates to the study area. In order to evaluate the study area, I reviewed the zoning ordinance, the master plan, the examination report, the new directions plan, the available mapping, and also conducted numerous site visits. First property that I'm going to start with is going to be Block 314, Lot 11, which is generally in the middle of the study area. To me, that's the center of the study area. That's the site of the former Domani's Restaurant and Lounge site. The parcel is currently vacant and unimproved. It's been vacant since 2009 when the restaurant burned down. Criterion B applies to this parcel in relation to the discontinuance of use, the abandonment of buildings resulting in untenantable facilities. There's no building, so it's definitely untenantable. The lot has remained vacant since 2009. The site is underutilized, vacant, and the existing building no longer exists. Again, this property lies in the middle of the study area, and it clearly meets the statutory criteria to be designated an area in need of redevelopment. Working to the east, from the east of the Domani site, which would be going to the right on my map, we have Block 314, Lot 12, which is 220 Westfield Avenue, and Block 314, Lot 14, which is 218 Westfield Avenue. Again, this was part of the original study area. Block 314, Lot 12 contains the Sesco Inc. industrial building and parking and loading areas. The existing building shows signs of dilapidation. The arrangement of the loading for the site is such that the loading and unloading needs to occur from Westfield Avenue, which is not desirable as it relates to a traffic and pedestrian safety arrangement. The arrangement of the existing industrial type use is also not attractive visually along the Westfield Avenue corridor, and it's not the type of use that you would find desirable in one of the main corridors of the borough. Criteria D applies to this parcel in relation to the dilapidated or obsolete buildings, the obsolete layout, and deleterious land use, as they constitute a hazard to public health and safety. Continuing to the east, we have Block 314, Lot 14, which contains the Skinner and Cook building. We made the same observations as it relates to the arrangement of the site and the obsolete type use in the main corridor. So we also saw this as a criteria D type property. Now, continuing to the west from the Domani site, which would be moving to the left on my page, we have Block 314, Lot 10, which is 240 West Westfield Avenue. This lot is occupied by the two-story residential structure and also commercial building. Existing tenants included the Charles Geller Steel Fabricating Company, which appears to be inactive for some time prior to when we went out for our inspections. Criterion B applies to this parcel as the existing use is discontinued and the abandonment of the building has resulted in untenantable conditions. Criterion D also applies in relation to the dilapidated or obsolete buildings, obsolete site layout, and deleterious land use, as they constitute, as I said before, a hazard to public health and safety. Continuing to the west, we have lots 9, 8, 7, and 6 in Block 314. As you move left along my page, Lot 9 is 248 Westfield Avenue. This parcel contains a two-story commercial building where DJ's Limousine currently exists. Block 314, Lot 8, 250 West Westfield Avenue. This parcel contains a three-story residential structure, which in my opinion looked old, outdated, and in need of rehabilitation. Next lot as we move left is Block 314, Lot 7, 252 West Westfield Avenue. This parcel contains an apartment building. Again, looks like it's in need of rehabilitation. It previously contained office space, and it's our understanding it's being converted into an additional apartment. The structure is old, outdated, and in need of rehabilitation. On the far west of the page, we have Block 314, Lot 6, 258 West Westfield Avenue. This parcel contains the Surgeon's School of Gymnastics. The gymnastics school has occupied the site for approximately 30 years, often renting part of the building to other studios such as Dancers Point Studio, who recently relocated. We took a look at these 4 lots, and it was my opinion that they fell under the criteria H at a minimum for our investigation. Yes, they're functioning sites, but in my opinion, they're underutilized properties, and they're all properties that are in need of rehabilitation. All of these lots, they're all located within the state of New Jersey's smart growth area, which is criteria H. In addition, the inclusion of these properties is necessary for the effective redevelopment of the area which they are a part of. And again, I'll repeat that the redevelopment law states that a redevelopment area may include lands, buildings, or improvements which of themselves are not detrimental to public health, safety, or welfare, but the inclusion of which is found necessary with or without change in this condition for the effective redevelopment of the area which they are a part of. In conclusion, as per the redevelopment law, if any of the conditions or criteria A through H are found within the study area, the governing body may designate the entire area or part of the area as an area in need of redevelopment. Based on our preliminary investigation, we clearly found several criteria within the study area, particularly criteria B, D, and H, as defined by the redevelopment and housing law for an area in need of redevelopment. Based on our preliminary investigation and the report that we prepared and submitted, it's my opinion that the study area meets the local redevelopment statutory criteria for an area in need of redevelopment.
Before I have any, open it to the public for any questions or comment to the presenter. Does anybody in the board have any questions or comments for Anthony? Anthony, I just have, there were 9 parcels total in the beginning?
8.
8, okay, 8. And right now, if 14 came off, there would be 7.
Correct.
Correct? And that'll be noted in the resolution when we have a motion to either accept or reject. It'll be in the resolution for that particular one here.
Yes.
Okay. At this time, we'll open up to the public. The public can come forward. Please state your name and address. And this is for comments or your comments, basically. And it's to the presenter, not to the board. Okay? It's to the presenter. The presenter will ask or answer the questions that you might have. So, anybody wishing to ask or make a comment, please come forward. Anthony, they're going to share with that, if you don't mind. Oh, is that one working? So I'm not sure. Is it?
Just turn.
Okay.
Saul Kears at 150 Berwyn Street. I apologize, I came in late, so if it was covered. I just have 3 basic questions or 2. First, did you state that they met criterion C and F or no?
No.
Okay, then that's all I need to know. Thank you. Oh, sorry. By law, and how many of the criteria are supposed to be met? Is it just 1, or is there a law that says there's a minimum?
At a minimum 1.
But just 1, okay, thank you.
Anyone else? At this time, I'll close the public comments to the presenter. If there's no other comments from anyone on the board, at this time I'll accept a motion. To do what? Well, you tell me.
To
Minus, yeah, yes, yes. I'll vote it. We just need a motion and we can add to that. We need a motion to accept or reject.
I move to accept.
Second? Okay. So we have a motion, Mr. Ritchie, and seconded by Mr. Kennedy. In the resolution, we'll send it back there, and in the resolution, we will stipulate that lot 14 be removed from the, are we calling it in the area of redevelopment, basically, so it's coming out of the whole? I don't know what it is, maybe there's no 13, there's lucky. There's no 13 lots, it's a lucky number, I don't know. I'm not sure what it is.
Those 11, 12, 14.
Yeah, that's what it is, that's been like that forever. Okay, so we'll be noting in the resolution, the lot 14 comes off the area of redevelopment. Again, if there's no comments, anything, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilman Petrowski?
Yes.
Mr. Marnes?
Yes.
Mr. Nitchie?
Yes.
Mr. Stevens?
Yes.
Mr. Costello?
Yes.
Mr. Kennedy?
Yes.
Mr. Urbana?
Yes.
Mr. Bayamonte?
Yes.
Motion carries, thank you. Okay,
That's it.
thank you. We'll see you on the 23rd. We have no other business, just a reminder that we do have a special meeting on the 23rd, which is next Monday at 7, and we will be going over, and then, Mr. Bowman, correct me if I'm wrong, it's going to be the Westfield Avenue redevelopment plan, I guess Plan 1 of the Borough of Roselle Park, is that what we're calling it?
Yeah,
Westfield Avenue, say it 3 times fast. Okay, so that would be next Monday at 7, here, the 23rd.
Special meeting.
Special meeting, yes. Have a motion to adjourn.
Motion?
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Have a good night. Thank you for coming.
Thank you, Chairman.